Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you 2 card tricks and 2 deck reviews. So 1 card trick for each deck review. So without further ado, let's get into the first trick and the first deck review. So I'm going to do the trick first and then I'll go over the deck. But if I had the spectator here, I would have them take out any card they would like. But before they do that, I'm going to give the deck a few cuts. And now they can really take out any card. Let's say this one. Now, I'm not going to look at the card, but you can look at it. So go ahead and remember that card for me. After that, I would take back the card from the spectator, show it to them one more time, so right here, and I'm not looking. Then I would place it on top of the deck, and I would have the spectator, if they would like to, they don't have to though, cut the cards over anywhere they would like, and complete the cut. And we can keep doing this until the spectator is done cutting. So let's say they're done right here. So now I would say, okay, what if I could find your card? Now that would be a little impossible because your card is cut somewhere into the deck. But if I snap my fingers, one card is going to turn face up. In this case, we have the 5 of spades. And the spectator would say, that's not my card. Then I'll say, oh, well, I didn't say your card would turn face up. I said one card would turn face up. But since this is a 5, how about we deal 5 cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I would have the spectator go ahead and say their card out loud for the first time. But before they do that, I would say, now let's recap the whole trick here. The deck was cut a few times and mixed up. You selected any card. We cut your card into the deck. And then we got a 5 when we dealt 5 cards. I would ask the spectator to name their card out loud for the first time. Let's say they do that right now. And I would show them the Queen of Hearts. Hopefully that was your card. But we're not going to stop there because we have 4 cards right here. And what if you had like a 4 or a 2 or a 3 or a 1? You would actually stop at the 4 aces. So, that is the trick. If you would like to learn how this is done, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. But I think the first thing I'm actually going to do here is the deck review, because I have all these cards out, so why not do the deck review? So, this is going to be the deck review. So this is actually going to be a 2-pack of bicycles. Now I know this deck review is a bit overdue, but I've had some personal stuff go on. But now that I've gotten that taken care of, for the time being, I'm gonna do the last few deck reviews. So this one is actually about a bicycle deck. So here's the front of the box. It says bicycle. It has a spade. You can see the lines right here. And you can see it's like a tealish blue color, okay? So this is the front of the box. Now the side of the box says air cushion finish made in the USA. You can see those lines wrap around as well. Okay, and actually on the front, I forgot to point this out. You probably saw it. It says playing cards though, right there. And then on the other side, it says air cushion finish as well. So here, and then right here. On the bottom, you have a barcode of sorts and some other stuff right here. And then you have the back design of the cards. So just a nice black bicycle deck, okay? And the inside of the box is going to be white. Then you'll see the teal for the tuck flaps. This is going to be the box. Now what do you get for the special cards. Well, the first thing you get is an ad card, okay? And it's identical right on the back as well. So it says bicycle, everyone's got game, connect with us. And as you can see, it has Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And it says, find out first about new products, learn how to play card games, watch the latest card-related videos, plus who doesn't like playing cards. Then it has the bicycle website. And for each of these little sayings here, there's actually a playing card suit. So starting from the top where it says find out first about new products, goes heart, spade, diamond, and club. Okay. So just a nice ad card right there. The next thing you're going to get is an ad card, just like this, okay? Or not an ad card, but a double backer, okay? And this is one card stuck together. So this is something really nice to have. And then you have two jokers. So you can see the one joker is a black and white joker. The other one is a colored joker, so they're not identical. So here is the colored joker. It's like a normal bicycle deck, except notice the border of the cards. Sort of like a, not sort of yellow, but it's not exactly clear white either. Okay, and the back design isn't clear white either, okay? So hopefully that made sense, but compare it to a normal bicycle deck, you'll see what I mean. So those were the two cards. Now, let's go over the rest of the cards here. So here are the four aces. The ace of hearts, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and we have the ace of diamonds. So the reds do look a little darker. And then the court cards, they're like normal court cards, except the colors are going to be different. So I'm not going to be spending much time with the courts, except for their color. And then the number cards are going to be normal. So let's go through this deck real quick, okay? Nothing too much to look at, because they're going to be normal, except those colors. And then the reds will be darker, okay? So as you can see, they're normal, except the back design is going to be different. Otherwise than that, a very nice deck. So here's the king. You can see the teal with the red and then the yellow. And these are actually at my local Walmart. So if you go to your local Walmart, go ahead and look where you always pick up your cards and see if they're there. They're going to be like in a 2-pack, sort of. So one right behind the other, if you know what I mean. So they're going to be like this on the shelf there, okay? So you're going to have this one, and then you're going to have this one. Or vice versa. Otherwise than that, these are all of the cards, and it looks like there's maybe little patterns or designs changed up. Otherwise than that, nothing too much to go over. There's a feather in the cap. There's the color. Okay, so these are the cards. So, nothing to go over. Now, in case I'm going too fast, when we get to the next deck review, it's going to be the same thing except the back design. So I'll go through the cards one more time, but not in depth like this. Just give you a quick glimpse one more time. Okay, so this was the deck review. Okay, so a very nice deck of cards. Now, let's get into how this trick is done. So, How you're going to do this trick is simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take out any four of a kind. In this case, I have the aces. You don't have to use the aces. You can use jacks, queens, kings. It doesn't matter. And I'll show you one more way at the end you can do this too. I wouldn't do it, but if you want to play around with it, you can. So in this case, I have the four aces, and it doesn't matter what order they're in. You can go ahead and mix them up. You have four cards here. You're then going to take out any 5 card. Okay, now I took out the 5 of spades. You don't have to. You can take out the club, heart, spade, or diamond. But in this case, I have a spade. And your setup is you're going to have your deck, and on the bottom of it, okay, so on the bottom, you're going to have your spade, your 5, face up, and then it's going to go right on top of these 4 cards. So this is going to be your setup. At the bottom, 5th from the bottom, okay, so 5th up, you're going to have your 5, any 5 face up, and then your 4 of a kind, in this case, the aces. And now you're all set. You can walk up to your spectator and you can start. So starting off, what I did was a false cut. You don't have to do a false cut or false shuffle. I just did it. And I actually taught this cut before. I think this is called the Bobby Bernard false cut, but I could be wrong about that. But what you're going to do is grab about a third of the deck. It really doesn't matter how many. Gonna set those down, and I do it sloppy, okay? For the first 2, if you want to, you can do it as neat as you can, because you don't want to flash the 5. And I think during the performance, I did flash the 5, but be a lot more careful than I was, okay? So you grab about a third, you set that down. Grab about half, set that down. For this half, you're going to want to be careful, okay? So I just set it down like that. Then you go from the top, on top of the second, and then on top of the third. So if we do that in real time, it looks like that. And you can retain your 5 right here, and then your 4 of a kind. So now you're going to get any card selected, except the bottom 4 cards, or 5 cards. So however you want to do that, go ahead. And I don't look at the card. Ooh, okay, in this case, the Queen of Diamonds. Now if you want to, you can have the card signed, but I don't. Once they're done remembering it, you're going to place on top of the deck, and you're going to give this a straight cut. Now, in this case, I would have the spectator cut from the top anywhere, okay? Now, keep in mind they might cut near the bottom, okay? They might cut to that 5. So in this case, I would say go ahead and cut somewhere near the middle to the top. Just bury it somewhere in the middle. So they might cut there, and then you can put this bottom half on top. Just don't flash the 5 like I did. And then you just want to keep track where that 5 is, okay? So if you have the spectator cut, there's a chance they might cut to that 5. But if you keep track of where it is, which I didn't do a good job at, you can say cut near the bottom, and then we'll complete the cut. Maybe cut near the middle, and they can keep cutting. See right there, you would flash the 5. So you can do this, or the spectator can do this. Just keep in mind where the 5 could be. After you're done cutting, you can say, okay, when I snap my fingers, 1 card is going to turn face up. So you can snap your fingers, and you can spread out the deck, and here's the 5. Now at this point, most spectators will go like, that's not my card. And you'll be like, I didn't say it was going to be your card. I said just 1 card was going to turn face up. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to separate the pack. So you're going to have 2 sections. So where the 5 is and where the face down card is on top of the 5, you're going to split right there. So the 5 is face up on top of one half, and then you have the rest of the deck right here, okay? So these are going to be normal cards. These are not, in a sense, going to be normal cards. You're going to have your 5 there, and then you're going to have your 4 aces, and then the selection, and then there might be a leftover card or two. So you're going to take this half and place it right on top. Okay, so one more time. We're going to spread this out. We're going to see the 5 and the face down card. Going to separate it. Then take all of these cards underneath the 5 and put them on top and say, okay. I didn't say the 5 was going to be your card, but let's say it's an indicator card. So you're going to put this down and you're going to deal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can say, okay. You can actually recap the whole trick too if you would like. So the deck was shuffled. You selected any card. We cut it in. We got a 5 and we dealt 5 cards. What was your card? They'll say the Queen of Diamonds, and you can show the Queen of Diamonds. And then you can say, well, what if you had stopped at a 4 or a 3 or something? You have the spectator turn these over and actually see it's going to be the 4 aces. So that was the trick. Not a bad trick. I'll go over that one more time and then I'll show you a quick variation. I'm not going to perform it, but I'll tell you about it. So your setup is you have any 4 of a kind, in this case the 4 aces. These will be face down. You have any 5 on top, face up, and these will go on the bottom, just like this. So start off with false shuffles, false cuts. Have a card selected. In this case, the King of Clubs. If you want, have it signed. And then this goes face up on top. The deck gets cut. Just keep in mind, though, where it's going to get cut. So let's say near the top, and then you complete the cut. You know it's going to be somewhere near the bottom. So then you're going to keep on cutting. Just try not to cut to the 5. And then when you're done, snap your fingers, spread this out. Where the 5 is and the face down card separate. So the 5 is face up on one pile. Going to scoop these up, keeping them in order. Put them on these other face down and say, okay, let's use this 5 as an indicator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go over the whole trick, show the king, and then say, well, if you had stopped here, you would have gotten the 4 aces. So that is the trick. Not too bad of a trick. Now a quick variation. I wouldn't perform this, but you can always play around with this and see what you can do. Is you can actually have duplicate cards. So let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say you have 6 5 of spades, okay? You can have 4 of the 5 of spades right here. You can have the 1 5 of spades right here. You can put these on the bottom, and then you can force a 5, okay? And then you can put it on top, cut it in, do the whole trick, and then when you count, okay, you can say, what was your card? They would say the 5, and then you can show how the 5 actually turned face up. Then you can say, let's take this one step further and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Let's say that would be a 5. So then you have 2 5 of spades. Then what if you stopped here? Well, I would have known you would have had the 5 of spades. And then you would have had all these 5s. Just something to play around with. Let me know if that sounds good and how you like that. I wouldn't do it, but let me know if you would. So that was the first trick. Let's get into the second trick right now. Going to put these away, and here we go. Okay, second trick. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and give this a cut. I'm going to start shuffling the deck. Whenever the spectator would like, they can call out stop. So let's say they call out stop right here. Say, okay, let's take those top two cards, and let's do this again. So just go ahead and call out stop, like this. Right here, perfect. We'll take those two, and I think 4 is a good hand. Let's see what we have here. We have an ace. We have all 4 aces. Not too bad at all. Not too shabby. Oh. We have a 5. Okay. Boy. We have 3 aces and a 5. Let's go ahead and use the 5 as another indicator. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Well, there's the ace. Oh. Okay. So like the other trick here. So we have an ace here, but what if we had stopped here? I think you would be impressed that we actually had a royal flush just like that. Okay, so that was the trick. Sort of like the other one. Instead, there's a kicker ending with the royal flush. So this is actually the other deck. As you can see, it's just like the first deck, okay? So the box, right here, going to be a different color, but it's going to be the same design. So it's like a cream color, but these are going to be red, okay? You're going to get the add card, you're going to get a double backer, and you're going to get 2 jokers, okay? So basically this deck is just like the first one, okay? So I'm not going to go over this, but I will just run through here, just so you can get a good idea of what these look like. And then I will show you how to do this trick. Okay, and then these have that nice red color on the back. So this was the deck. Let's get into how to do this trick. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take out any 5 card, okay? Any 5. Now in this case, I took out the diamond. Now, if you're going to do this so you have a royal flush at the end, you can have the 5 of spades just to have everything a spade if you're OCD, but you don't have to. In this case, I switched it up because I used a spade the first time, but I could have used a spade here. So, if you're going to do a royal flush here, which this trick is revolved around, you're going to want to know which suit you're going to use. Now, in this case, I use a spade, but you don't have to use a spade. You can use diamond, heart, club, whatever you would like, okay? So you're going to take out the 10, jack, queen, and king, okay? In this case, I chose a spade. You're then going to take out your 4 aces, okay? And then you're going to have that 5. Here is the only setup. You're going to take 3 of your aces. So in this case, the club, diamond, heart, you're going to put that 5 in there. These are going to go on top of the deck, okay? And then you're going to have your royal flush. Now in this case, going to have your 10 on top, followed by your jack, queen, king, and then ace. These are going to go right underneath that, okay? So this is going to be the whole setup, just like this. You're going to have your 3 aces and that 5. And then you're going to have your 10, jack, queen, king, and ace in spades, or whatever you would like. And this is going to be your setup. So after this, you're going to place these on top of the deck, and you are all set to go. So, once again, you can do false cuts, false shuffles, whatever you would like. But all I did was I gave the deck a swing cut. So I have a tutorial on the swing cut, okay? So you can hold it like this. Middle ring, pinky is off to the side, thumb on the back. Index will contact about half, push down and up. If you swing it one way, you'll run into your middle finger. The other way, you can go as far as you would like. So go that way into the fleshy part of your other hand. Put your pinky there. Put the rest on top, keeping a break. And then I cut at the break and I cut right there. And this will keep your big stack of cards. But you can do whatever you would like. And now you're going to do an overhand shuffle. And I have a video on the overhand shuffle as well. So I will link that down below. But you're going to hold it like this. And there's two ways you can do this. If you're right-handed, okay, you're going to go ahead and do what I do, okay? Because my deck's going to be in my right hand here. And all you're going to do is fingers are going to apply pressure on top of the card here. And your thumb is going to contact about half of it. Your other hand is going to peel out some cards. You're going to notice that you're going to keep one card. And then you're going to have about half of the deck here. Or however many you contact. My index finger is right here on top. My pinky's on the bottom too, just so the cards can't fall. Okay, so I take these out, and I'm going to start shuffling from the bottom, not too much though, and ask them to say stop. Let's say right here. I'm going to place both of these down, and keep in mind, my left hand here is going to have the stack. My right hand is going to have that one card, okay? You want to remember that. Gonna take off these two cards, come over with the left hand, because it has the stack here, and put this right on top. There's there's two cards right there, and then you'll do this again. So make sure you apply pressure, peel off about half. You can run cards with your thumb. They say stop. You put these down, and you take off the two. You're gonna put these left hands on top. Now if you do this in your left hand, you're then going to have to put the right hand on top, okay? So just play around with that. Then you can say, okay, we have 4 cards here. Build this up however you want to for the 4 aces. But then these can be flipped over, and this is where your acting comes in. You can act like, don't even look at these, but you can be like, okay, we have the 4 aces right here. And then, usually someone will say something, be like, no, you don't have the 4 aces, you have 3 of them, and you have a 5 right here. Then you can act all sad, like it messed up, be like, oh. Let's use the 5 as the indicator, and you can carry on with the trick. Now, if no one says anything about that 1-5 there, you can look down yourself, be like, okay, we have the ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and the ace of... oh, that's a 5. How about we use this 5 as an indicator? So either way, you're going to segue into using this as an indicator. Then you can say, okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This will be the ace. Then you say, oh, if this is the ace, what are these other cards? And these are the 10 through king to make this a royal flush. So that was the second trick. I'll go over that one more time, just in case you didn't get it. Because this is quite a different trick here. So you're going to have the ace on the bottom, followed by your king, queen, jack, and 10. And then you're going to have your 3 aces and your 5 in any order on top. And this is your setup, okay? So I'll let you take a quick picture of this, or at least pause the video so you can look at this. But this is your setup. And these go right on top of the deck. You can do any false cuts and false shuffles you want. And this time you don't have to worry about flashing any cards. But you want to keep the cards right on top, okay? Now you're going to do the overhand shuffle. I will link the video down below. And plus I just taught it. So they say stop right here. I turn these over. I take off the top two of each pile. I put the left hand on top. Or if you do this in your other hand, you'll put the right hand on top. Do this again. They say stop. I'll take off these two. Put the left hand on top. You're going to turn over each of these. And then, once the 5 is finally talked about, you're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the ace there. What about these? You have a royal flush. So, those were the 2 tricks and the 2 deck reviews for today. A bit overdue, but now you have them. I hope you liked it. We have one more deck review left, so if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you would like to see on the channel, whether it's lights, or it's tricks, or whatever. If I can teach it, then I will. If I can learn it, then I will teach it. But that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time with the last deck review. But that's it for now. Bye.